Crypto Warriors, Stack Nation.
Yes, sir.
Top of the morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Double up.
Hey, champion.
How you doing, brother?
Beautiful day to be alive.
Hey, man. Another beautiful Monday, man. Let's get into this thing.
Let's go.
Oh, dang, dude. Look at that. We already have 8 people watching. 6 now. I guess those other people had to go to work. It's all good. Absolutely. Oh, man. What an incredible morning. So, this morning, we're going to be taking a look at, of course, some quick Bitcoin price action, some things to look out for during the week. Of course, we know we have some meetings, right? Is it Federal Reserve meetings?
Yeah,
Fed
the
meetings?
Fed governors are.
All right. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what is happening with the euro and the British pound in relation to Bitcoin and, of course,
money.
the SEC and all the coin pushers. You know, what is going to happen in that situation. So I think we're good to go here. We're live. Yep. That's all checks out. Looking good. All right. So let's jump right into some price action here, Double O. Bitcoin has been what some will call quite boring over the past, I don't know, couple months.
I don't know about that. You call it boring? If you're trading, man, if you're a trader of Bitcoin, those candles are good ones.
Yeah, if you're a trader, you know, you've probably been doing all right as long as you're going to the downside. But otherwise, you know, it's just been, you know, an accumulation opportunity. We'll call it that. Yes. Yeah. So Bitcoin currently trading at $19,276 there. We're looking at the daily chart here. Obviously, one of the main things we look at is the moving averages, right? Because that's where you have significant movements in whatever direction. 200-day moving average, which is really what we look for that long-term move, right? Yeah. We're still below the 200-day moving average there, shown in white. 100 shown in, what is that color? Teal or blue?
Fuchsia.
Somewhere in between there. We're in there, man. We don't know our colors, man. And then,
hey, that's our color too, by the way.
Well, I think our color is teal.
Oh, yeah.
I think, you know. 50-day moving average as well as the 20, we're trading below all of those. However, the interesting thing as well, if you look at the Fibonacci extension in this situation, it's heading downward, right? And then we have the 1.618 Fibonacci there, which is at $15,000 at this point in time. That is something that I find interesting because, you know, looking at charts, right, it tends to follow this thing, you know, quite okay. But we don't know. We saw it at 17,000 and it made it there. So not saying it's going to go there for sure, but something to be watching out for. Now, of course, the 4-hour chart here, we've really been moving through this channel, right, between $19,681 and $18,768 is where we've been. We broke out from that channel briefly there on September 22nd, but we dropped right in there and going sideways. So overall, still an accumulation opportunity, but there's a question mark as to whether this might go further down, or are we just going to stay here? Double up.
Yeah, every time that 37-day moving average have crossed the 100 downwards, it's not a good sign. If you can see there, it's been some major movement downwards historically, and they say history rhymes in the world of investment. So something to look at.
Absolutely. Now you have some more information on just Fed meetings and how that price action that might impact. Jeez, I can't speak. Impact Bitcoin's price action.
They're about to shoot at us, man. Get ready for them guns.
Shoot at us.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
So, you know, pull up the Fed calendar. They have all these meetings they've had in the past. And, of course, we have the job numbers coming up. There's all this stuff. So if you're a trader, if you're an investor, you need to pay attention to these dates. They help you know what's going to happen. So they do impact the price action of all securities. Funny enough, they're the god of fiat. But yeah, so basically what we're seeing here is that we've put an X on every single time the Feds have had these meetings, and we'll put a little profile picture on when we have those job numbers come up. So let's just go back to March of this year, right? They spoke on that day, sometime in April, April 1st, April 2nd ish. That was the job numbers on that, and things were okay until it started going down, and then you have these numbers coming from either April 17th, 18th, and then you have April 26th ish, and then you have another May 3rd, another Fed conversation going on that day. As you can see, historically, each time the Fed have opened their mouth and said something, we've had a little dip, but each time it bounces back up. This one was major though. I think that was probably the first Fed interest rate increase, and that was big. But what we've seen though is that each time they've spoken, it dipped down, it bounces back up. They talk again, it dips down, it bounces back up. And historically, there's been a dip, it bounces back up. They speak, it dips, coming back up. So I'm not sure if it's an attack on Bitcoin or this is their trend for fixing Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't want to call it fixing.
Fixing Bitcoin. I don't know if Bitcoin needs fixing, but whatever it is they're doing there, it seems to have an impact on the market. But of course, we made a video talking about this correlation with the S&P and Bitcoin at this point in time.
Yep. The job numbers don't seem to do that much, but if the job market, so, we can't see a lot of investors see Bitcoin as a investment tool now, so they trade it just like the market. So you see the job numbers coming up in December. On Friday, and we're about to see what's going to happen there and what's going to happen today. So today could be another interesting day for you to accumulate some more, or for the markets for you to trade it going down. Do a Bitcoin short. Funny thing that you can look at also is that RSI is literally down here. Historically, though, that does not mean that it's going to go back up. During the squeezes, we looked at the different patterns as well. Each time that triangle has happened, which we have here, let's quickly look at that symmetric triangle. It could either go up or go down. We don't know that, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now in terms of what's going on with Bitcoin.
Well, I think there's some interesting stuff to look forward to this week. I think one of the important things there is it's an accumulation opportunity for me, if you ask me, right? It's always great to find these great opportunities where Bitcoin will be dipping and having your war chest ready to reload if that's something you're into, like we are. Let's take a look at some comments, right, before we move on here with the show. We have L Debnam, right? It's E Debnam L. Jeez, I keep messing that up. E is always online with us. Appreciate it, brother.
Monday.
Happy Monday to you, sir. All right,
Yes,
love
sir.
it. We have the recycling guy in the house.
Ooh, we've not seen him in a while. It's back.
Hey man, listen, he's been recycling. He's been busy recycling. That's what it is.
Recycling all those Ethereum coins.
Hey man, he's recycling. Recycling is great. He says, "What's up? Closed door Fed meeting today, boys." So there's a closed door Fed meeting today.
Yeah, each time.
This is true. Yes, that is happening. Fed meeting will always cause movement. This is true, and I think that this is something that needs to stop. The fact that Jerome Powell can come out and just say, or just the fact that any one human being can come out and say a few words and impact the global markets, it's insane. It's insane, right? So something that I hope that we can fix with Bitcoin, I hope,
Yeah.
So he says Bitcoin broke, call the handyman. People have been saying Bitcoin has been broken forever, man. It's always going to be broken.
Hey, the big money got involved, of course. What do you expect? They're trading that sucker now, man.
Look, man,
With
it's
their
been
butts.
broken. It's been broken since it was single digits, $5.
Yup, get it off the exchanges.
All the way, yes. And now it's broken at 19K. So we'll see what happens. Now, some interesting things are happening at the same time, right? So let's dive into a few things here. We're going to talk about this, at least what we're seeing, because macroeconomics plays a huge part here.
Yes, sir.
And Bitcoin is a global asset, right? We see that a lot of times when there's this inflation spiking in specific countries, we saw it in Turkey, Argentina, and so on and so forth. And these are videos that we did way earlier in the year. But this time around, we see Mezerai made a post here as these individuals from the UK and EU see the value of their currency collapsing. As we know, the European economy is in shambles. They're effectively selling the pound and euro for Bitcoin. Um, and we have this chart here that just shows a spike, right, in Bitcoin purchase activity from the pound to the euro. I think there's also there's this application. I think it's called Fiat. Or is it Fiat Exit? It shows how much fiat currencies globally are moving into Bitcoin. I think this is interesting. What do you think this would mean for the price impact of Bitcoin? Or what impact do you think this will have on the price of Bitcoin? Jeez. That's my words. Jeez.
Well, number one, I have to say, Mesora is one of the best places to get your research data if you want to. We really like those guys. We've been using them for a while.
Not sponsored by them, by the way.
Yeah, we're not sponsored, but we gotta let people know when they're doing well.
True.
Just put it out there, and you never know, they might pick us up. That said, though, the fact that people are trading, instead of buying the US dollar, instead of trading the euro for the US dollar, and they're buying Bitcoin, that has a lot to say. That does not necessarily mean that the price of Bitcoin will just all of a sudden spike out of nowhere. But winter is coming in Europe, right? And we don't know what impact. This is the first time we're going to have this big energy issue that Bitcoin has been around. This is not the 70s, So what's now going to happen? Europeans need energy. At the same time, Bitcoin uses energy. But at the same time, they're buying Bitcoin. So we have the smash of the warriors, I guess, Godzilla versus, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I cannot say I know what's going to happen. But buying Bitcoin is a good thing. Buying it low is a good thing.
Absolutely. I mean, and guys in the comments, definitely let us know, what do you think this means for Bitcoin? Is this a net positive, or do you think you just not make any much of an impact on the Bitcoin price itself? Now, here's one other thing I would like to point out when it comes to this. The World Economic Forum. Let's see.
WEF.
We know that they made a video before the pandemic talking about what will happen if a pandemic is coming. There's potential pandemic, and then the pandemic happened. And then we've also seen the video they made about potential cyber attacks rising in the future. And there was I think there was a meeting where they simulated cyber attacks. Then they created a video kind of questioning people, what would you do if you cannot withdraw your money from the bank and all of these things, essentially introducing the idea. And we seem to be standing very close to that idea as a society right now. At the same time, we know they're pushing their, central bank coins at the same time. Right? Yeah. So this is all happening.
And the White House is supporting them too.
Hey, more power to them. But here's the thing. I think it like you said earlier, it makes it's a statement when you have the elites are not even on the same page, right? Because some people are wanting to maintain their currency and not, go with this whole thing where the World Economic Forum wants to control everything. But again, like I said the other day, it's interesting that globalists are not interested in taking on the one coin that is global.
It's just the answer
to everyone. So, and I think I'm forgetting one more thing with the World Economic Forum situation there. But I do think that is very interesting, because at some point, with the trend of the European economy right now, I think we're going to see some aggressive moves soon, probably from the World Economic Forum, which will force more people into Bitcoin, or we'll see the outcome of that, right? But I think that this is something that has the potential of happening. So, what are your thoughts on this, by the way?
Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head that you would have thought that markets crashing during the COVID situation was going to crash Bitcoin, but the opposite happened. So with this situation of this energy crisis, this could also create another opposite impact. We don't know. It all depends on how the investors respond. And we've also read articles about money moving out of wallets into the exchanges now, and bankers don't do that unless they're ready to put that to work. So the question is, what are they about to do with those Bitcoins?
Well, we'll wait and see. Moving on then, switching gears here. Okay, something interesting happening, which I think it's good that this is happening in some ways. In other ways, some people have to wait and see what this is going to happen to them. Kim Kardashian, America's Let me not go down that route. Kim Kardashian pays Kim Kardashian pays 1.26 million to settle SEC charges for promoting Ethereum Max. The bottom line here is that we have famous people shilling crypto coins, same as influencers shilling crypto coins is how I see it, right? And we see the SEC has filed charges against the Keeping Up with the Kardashians star for not disclosing the $250,000 payment she received for posting promotional content about Ethereum Max. According to an SEC press release, Kim Kardashian also agreed not to promote any cryptocurrencies for 3 years. It seems to me that the SEC is coming after coin shillers. Ian Billina is in court for this same thing right now, and a bunch of other people.
They say don't fight the Fed, man. She's smart. She just paid the 1.26.
Exactly.
And she's out.
But now here's my big question. We know that on YouTube, right? Obviously, there's massive channels of people who have been doing this exact same activity.
Yeah.
Does this mean that the SEC is coming after all of them? What do you guys think? And let us know in the comment, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think the SEC is coming for everyone who's been shilling coins? Because it's a trend now.
Hey, yo, we were in Miami. We were approached for that. We recently got someone trying to help us, require us to help him create a coin so that we can help him push it.
I remember this. You know, it's always interesting. It seems to me like when you go to these conventions, there's always some person that you meet, and he seems like a very smart guy, you know. And then you start talking to them, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, bang, here's the coin, and at that point I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna not do this. And this has happened like twice recently. But it's one of those things where it's tricky, man, because it's the law around it is not very clear to me. And so I think it's something to be careful about. But it seems like this is a trend that is happening right now with the SEC wanting their cut of that promotion. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds.
Yep. NFTs too. NFTs is next.
Oh, dude, NFTs is just a sad case. Yep. Well, I think this is all I have. Anything else you have down below for this one?
Oh, let's see. Well, we got some more time. I thought we were gonna talk quickly about what's the name of the other guy? What was going on? We talked about Reggie the last time we spoke, and we're just trying to figure out the update on what's gonna go on with Reggie's situation. You know.
Oh yeah, I think that's an interesting situation going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen any updates yet, so we'll have to look into that one.
Yeah, we're following up on that one. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's it, man. It's a beautiful Monday. Interesting day. The feds are talking. You know, they're gonna be, doing what they do best. If it goes down, we're just gonna be buying more. I've just been holding cash lately, just getting ready for whatever this whole winter situation will happen. I've been buying some, not as aggressively as I was at 29K. So I'm just waiting for this next one.
Right, incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope your day is going to be as spectacular as the last 20 minutes we have spent together, or better. You know what I mean? So do not forget to like, share, subscribe to the Gentlemen of Crypto's channel, as well as our channel STAKK on YouTube. All the handles are down here below. STAKK on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and STAKK on what is that one called? Spotify. There we go.
Yes.
All right. So I think that's it for today,
man. The
man.
show is next. The Gentlemen of Crypto show is next in the next 15 minutes or so. So tune in for that. I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Absolutely. Until next time, Brazen out.
Oh yeah, double O.